Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me in week 2 of Weekly Webinar Update. We hope that you found last week's episode helpful, so let's just go ahead and jump right into the webinars that we attended this week. First up, our events coordinator Casey Schoen attended On24's How to Bring Physical Events into the Digital World, and here's what she had to say about it. Whether it was a concert you planned for or your biggest open house of the season, physical events have been canceled or postponed until later in the year. But we know that marketing your business sometimes can't wait. That's why it's important to learn how to bring your business into the digital world. Here are my biggest takeaways about digital marketing events. Digital events give the opportunity for a larger attendance. The option to attend a digital event allows participants to easily attend without too many factors like scheduling, transportation, and meals. You should provide the same opportunities you would in person. Add opportunities for attendees to still receive swag through mail or credits to your services post-webinar. Make your digital experience just as engaging as you would in person. This can be done with strong branding of all your materials, have all resources available, and make presentations multimedia. Bring in more people. The more speakers and panelists you have, the better. This gives a wider range of experience and topics that will attract a larger crowd. And finally, still try to have sponsors. Think of new and creative ways to give sponsors opportunities like email lists, branding opportunities, and speaking sessions or engagements. So thank you for the recap, Casey. With everything going on in the world right now, it's really difficult to redefine certain elements of your business with physical events being right at the top. Hopefully this webinar helped people in events and events coordination sort of regroup and think of new and exciting ways that they can still hold events for their clients. So as I mentioned last week, I would be recapping Wistia's out of office hours with Chris Levine. In this past week's webinar, they talked about how to set up your own home studio. And I touched on this last week, but you might ask yourself as a real estate agent, why is this relevant to me? I'm not a video producer. And again, I just like to reiterate that so many businesses right now are going digital and using video to still reach out to their clients. And as a real estate agent, there's so many things that you can do with video to continue your daily activities and still connect and reach out to your clients. And so that's why I just wanted to share these tips with you. So here are the most important tips that I found in this webinar that have to do with picture, lighting, and audio. So for picture, they mentioned the pulled back approach. If you're having trouble finding an adequate backdrop, try shooting towards your desktop instead of away from it. In other words, have your desk be the backdrop. Chris mentioned someone who is a pro at this, MKBHD, a professional YouTuber. Notice how his backdrop is his desk. It's just something you wouldn't naturally think to do, but it's always interesting and it is professional looking. And obviously, this is the method that I have chosen for the video today. Just make sure your computer doesn't fall asleep on you. For audio, big rooms with bare walls will produce a lot of reverb and echo. To get your audio to sound awesome, try deadening the walls with foam panels or some type of cloth like blankets. Your goal is to prevent the sound from bouncing off a hard surface. And I'm actually doing the exact opposite of what they recommend in the webinar. I'm shooting in my new office/studio, and it's just completely, bare walls in here. So it is very echoey, and it's not the ideal place to record audio, but I do have some foam panels coming in soon, hopefully. So hopefully you'll be able to notice a difference whenever that happens. Lighting. Try if possible to have 3 light sources in your videos. The most important is a key light. This should be placed in front of you at a 45-degree angle and will be your main light source. The second is a fill light. The light is usually much softer and not as strong, but it serves to fill in the shadows on the other side of your face caused by the key light. Lastly, try to have some backlight to enhance the 3 dimensions so it doesn't look like you're in a 2-dimensional space. So for my setup right now, I'm filming in front of a very large window that takes up most of the wall that I'm in front of right now. So that is technically my key light, which is the main source of light. And I don't have a fill light to sort of supplement that because, like I said, I'm in a white room with bare walls. So the light is actually bouncing off every single wall. So that sort of balances everything out. And then I don't know if you've noticed, but I actually have just a little desk lamp here, which is my backlight. And it provides like a nice sort of definition between the background and me. But it just goes to show that you don't have to go out and buy all these expensive things. You can literally just work with what you have. So if you just improvise a little bit, you can find some really great light sources. I just wanted to show you that there's little things and little adjustments that you can do to really make your videos look super professional. And like I said, real estate agents are very heavily relying on video right now to continue their daily activities. And so if you just implement some of the things that I've talked to you about this week and last week as well, you can really, really make your videos look a lot more professional, and your clients will notice, and trust me, you'll be getting lots and lots of compliments. But that does it for this episode of Weekly Webinar Update. Thank you so much for joining me. All the links to the webinar replays are down in the description, so make sure you check those out. And we will see you next time.